Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the second monthly virtual Third Thursday. I'm here with Lloyd, I'm here with Ryan, I'm here with John. We're all excited to be here with you in this less than traditional fashion in which we're doing this Third Thursday. But either way, we're glad you guys are tuning in. We're glad you guys are staying up to date on what's going on, not just in real estate outside of the company, but also what's happening internally, because that is just as important. So without any further ado, I'm just going to kind of jump right into, who we have speaking today. So first, we're just going to get some words from John Kappa and Kappa Title.
Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well and safe and healthy. I'm going to speak today about e-closings and remote online notarization, or digital closings is another title for it. So I guess I'll start with, what is a digital closing? It is a transaction where some or all of the closing docs are executed electronically. There are different types of digital closings. There's hybrid closings and in-person electronic closings. So when you're hearing of e-closings right now, where an entire loan package may be signed electronically, you may have already done this. I'm sure all of you as realtors have probably done this with a DocuSign. It's very similar to that, where you log on. There's the lender will have a package. The closing may be done actually in our office, because there may be some documents such as a note which needs to be wet signed. But like a DocuSign with a real estate contract, you would have a laptop or a PC with a camera or a tablet, and the lender's package would come, and you would go through and click each document, and something that needed to be hard signed, we may have you sign in our office. Now, as opposed to remote online notarization, which is possible mainly for cash transactions, or a will signing, an affidavit, a power of attorney, a deed. So what would take place with a remote online notarization, which I actually did my first one yesterday with Jill in my office, it requires that the person have a device that is capable of completing the transaction. What is that? They advise not to use a cell phone, even though we did it with Jill on a cell phone. Hers was an Android phone. You have to have a camera, a mic, so we can send out an email that alerts you. You then click on the email, and you go through an identification process. If I personally know you, I can fast track that process. Or if you're a person who is in Maryland and cannot make it to a notary, I upload the deed and affidavit and closing statement. You would get an email. It would ask you. You'd have to have your driver's license, so a photo ID. You'd have to be a U.S. citizen. You have to be located somewhere in the United States. The witnesses do not necessarily have to be in the same room. So if it's a deed and we have 2 witnesses, they can be in a different location, but they have to be verified through it's a very thorough process. So, um, so with the knowledge, what's called a KBA, a knowledge-based approval of your identification, um, that KBA requires, all of the passport. I'm sorry, not passport, the driver's license, the photo camera identification. It also requires that you answer about 5 questions within 2 minutes that has very personal information. Things like past employment, cars you might have owned, whatnot. So when you go through this verification process, you then acknowledge that you want your signature to be used to sign the document. Again, that on Jill's phone, she was able to make a little signature, and then through the platform, once she or the person that is signing is verified, I was able to, she reviewed the document. We start a process where it starts recording. We're just like now, we have a kind of a face-to-face via camera, and I go through the steps, have her identify who she is. I have her show her driver's license. I ask her if she understands what's going on, and does she have any questions about the document? Is there anybody else in the room? Those people have to identify themselves. And then when we got to the point where she said, yes, she clicked that she'd signed, the document then appears on my platform, and I'm able to move her signature onto the document. I move the date onto the document. I move my signature onto the document, and I move my e-notary stamp. I hit click, and the session ends, and the document's signed, and she received a copy of the document. Now this is actually better than regular notarization. My thoughts on this were, because the entire transaction, the entire signing process is videotaped and stored by the platform company. We use Doc Verify. There's a video that, so if there's ever a question that this document was signed by this person, it's kept in the video journal for 10 years. So people are, questioning, well, if you're doing this, somebody's in Maryland and witnesses are in California, how do we know that this is not, there's no fraud involved? Well, it's very easy, because you can go to the video and review the entire video and see that each person was verified, each person showed their identification, and basically there's a video of it for 10 years. Unlike most notaries now, you notarize something, you check their ID, 99.999% of notaries do not keep a journal. So going back 10 years ago to see what happened when a document was notarized, nobody has any records of that. So it's actually, my thoughts are that it is safer and more thorough, and eliminates fraud. So remote online notarization is really what we're talking about. Right now is legal. I'm sorry. Right now it is legal. It's beginning January 1st for all documents except for wills. Wills and other estate planning documents become legal to do a remote online notarization July 1st of this year. This will expedite a lot of transactions. and this is the future, really, the closing, because I think Ryan might be able to go into more detail about what he knows with the lending industry. But I know that I have signed documents where I received something from a lender, and we've gone through the package and click, 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 and then you're done with your closing. With regards to a hybrid closing where some of the documents may be notarized, some of them might be signed in our office, I see that happening probably more likely in the near future, and then eventually, probably by the end of the year, entire loan packages will be e-closed, if not sooner. But at this point, the remote online notarization is very easy. It's very thorough. And I actually wish that we would have gotten on board sooner, because it would make it a lot easier for recent transaction that I've had, where somebody had to rush to go find a notary, and it may not be convenient for them. We could do this at any time, as long as they're located somewhere in the United States, and as long as they have a tablet, laptop, or PC with the camera and a mic. It is very very easy and streamlined. Let's see. I don't know if I have any more. I think to end my presentation, I just think that this is where the future of closings is going, and because of the convenience, and in the times that we're in, it's ironic that we have this pandemic, and it's forcing everybody to adopt these new ways, but it's here, and it's actually adopting, and to change is part of succeeding in life. That's the one true thing, is that you always have to adopt to change. So we're doing it, and it is not that hard, and it is actually very, very thorough and safe. And I think that I would like to take questions, but I guess I can't right now. So I think that would conclude my presentation.
Thank you, John. That all sounds good. Like you said, it's kind of a weird situation that we're all in with coronavirus, but it's certainly shown us through kind of force and pressure what we're able to do more efficiently and what we've kind of had to adopt. So it's definitely interesting to get your perspective on how that has affected what you guys are doing over at Capititle. And like you said, if anyone does have questions, because I'm sure there's going to be stuff that comes up, can they reach you via email or give you a call or something like that?
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Absolutely. And I really look forward to using the remote online notarization going forward. We just had a closing with Leona and Frank, and if I would have had it all ready to go, we could have the seller could have done this, and I referenced Maryland because that's where he was located, and it would have made this much easier for the seller.
I'm also from Maryland, so I can confirm that is true. Thank you, John. I appreciate your words and keeping us up to date on what you guys are doing. And now if I could just turn everything over to Ryan. Ryan, feel free to take it away whenever you are ready.
Alrighty, thanks, Paul. And John, yeah, I'd like to get in contact with you regarding that for the lender side. I know that, like you were talking about specifically, the lenders are doing the e-closings, and they have approved the e-closings as well. So it's really good on our end, and for refinances especially. I know that we're doing a lot of refis together right now, so that would be fantastic to be able to get those working smoothly and efficiently for sure. So it kind of goes into what I wanted to talk about today as well, which is changes in lending. So that's obviously a great change in lending to be able to do those type of closings. And to close a lot faster for these refinances and purchases. So that's fantastic that we have those options. So there's a lot of things that have been going on because of COVID. I've sent out some emails regarding forbearance and things like that. And what forbearance talks about is that you really just don't have to make your mortgage payment, and the lender allows you to not make your mortgage payment. So what's been happening with that is that some lenders are actually going out of business for not being able to collect those payments. So it's an ultimate backfire scenario. The strong conventional lenders are doing just fine. So any conventional lending that we want to be doing, the rates are actually the lowest that they've been in history. So last Thursday and then in Friday, they both hit all-time lows. They went back up a little bit Monday, kind of came back down Tuesday, and today they again have hit like another all-time low. So the rates that we're talking about right now from the conventional lenders, the 30 is about 3% right now, which is incredible. And then the 15-year average, I'm looking at loans that are like 2.625% on 15-year loans right now. And these are conventional non-government loans. So like I said, it's pretty incredible to see this. The FHA loans are actually still pretty low as well at the 2.75%. So again, like these are the averages, but I mean, it's just incredible to see these type of things. So the conventional lending is very strong. The minimum loan amount on those are $510,000. So they're very large loans still for most people. So we have a lot of options with that with all of our lenders. So that they're ranging just depending on just the lenders. Just depending on the one day one might be less than another, but they offer different specials each month and even each week. So that's why it's important to be shot through multiple lenders. So that's what that's all about. So some of the things that have changed though from the subprime lending department is the bank statement loans have changed. A lot of the companies that were doing bank statement loans actually have suspended their lending altogether. We had a lot of people that were doing stated income loans for investment properties, and those as well. There's a lot of those that have gone out of business, so that the options are very limited in those. We had some pretty creative stuff for people that just filed bankruptcy or just had a foreclosure, that they would actually be able to get a loan right afterwards, but those programs as well have been suspended. So all of those programs that are the non-conventional programs are either credit worthiness has gone up, or there's really just not many options at all. So I know that before they would go down to like a 500 score on most of those, and now they're up to like over 700. So it's limiting basically the field for all of us to be able to even use those products for anyone at this point. So, big changes there when it comes to the lending side of things. But like I said, the rates are fantastic in the conventional side. So I'm doing a lot of stuff right now with different RMS agents. I've received a few different referrals that there's contracts on, and we're doing the lending for them. So some great partnerships. I know one of them was with Christy Scott. Another one was with Caitlin Welp. So I want to thank you guys for those referrals. And I have been getting a ton of calls throughout this time as well from all the agents. Just wanted to thank all of the agents as well for reaching out to me with questions about all the loans, the loan scenarios that they have. So things have been going very well on that end as well. So basically that's all that I wanted to cover today. So I'm good to go, Paul.
Awesome. Thanks, Ryan, not only for what you just said and what you just shared with all of us, but also for being there and being a resource. I know I've given you a bunch of calls about either people I've spoken to or questions about my own stuff, and you've always been very quick and responsive and knowledgeable. So yeah, thanks for joining us here today, of course, but also, thanks for actually, you're following up and you're doing what you're saying. So for everyone that's listening or watching that hasn't called Ryan, he is actually doing what he's saying. He's not just providing lip service. So we appreciate that. Next, I just want to turn it over to our broker, Lloyd. Lloyd, what do you have for us today?
Hey, thanks, Paul. And by the way, thanks for being today's host. We appreciate it very much. And special thanks to Ryan and John. So much great information. And, I am convinced that we are going to come out of this coronavirus situation stronger than ever. If everything I'm reading is going to come true, it looks like quarter 3 and quarter 4 are just going to be outstanding months and should probably pick up the slack from what's happened here in the second quarter. So stay tuned, but I really appreciate you guys and your input. Some fantastic stuff happening. So I just want to move real quickly into the Diamond Award for this month. And in the words of Ryan Seacrest, host of American Idol, Kieran, dim the lights, and here we go. So I'd like first to publicly thank Andrew for giving me the Diamond Award last month. It was a total surprise, and I really appreciate the honor. I really do. Thank you, Andrew. This month, believe it or not, is the 17th presentation of our Diamond Award, and it's going strong, and I think it's really taken over as a part of our monthly third Thursdays. But I would like to present this month's award to someone who truly understands the concept of team. He's always eager to help and to give advice. As one of our in-house mentors and as a member of our agent council, he's always eager and a regular participant in our career development sessions and our business meetings. He has been in my one-on-one coaching program from its inception and has become a really good student and a fabulous practitioner of numerous lead generating activities. And above all else, this person has a positive attitude always. I don't think I've ever seen this person not have a smile on his face, something nice to say, and a positive attitude. On top of all that, by the way, he's a good man. He's a good family man. He's actually a partner in the company. And more than all of that, he has become a friend. And I'd like to present this month's Diamond Award to Mr. Steve Grove. Steve, thank you so much for all you do. I truly appreciate you and the example you set for all of us. And I look forward to actually presenting this to you sometime in the real near future. So congratulations. Thank you again, gentlemen, for all of your comments. And Paul, back to you.
Thanks, Lloyd. Congratulations to Steve. Everything that you said about him is 100% true, and I'm happy for him to receive this award. Other than that, guys, unless you have anything else to add or anything that you forgot to say, I think we pretty much put a bow on it. So I want to thank you all, you three specifically, for helping me out with this and joining in and spreading the word about what's going on, especially in a time like this with all the Corona nonsense happening. Providing some clarity and some insight into all the different areas that we do business is always appreciated. And I wanted to thank everyone else for tuning in, for watching, staying informed about what's going on, continuing to be active learners, active students. We appreciate you all as well. So until next month, we'll see you guys in a little bit. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to any of us. You know our emails, you have our phone numbers, and we look forward to hearing from you. Everyone, take care.